Hinduism as we have been talking about India. Now, India is often referred to as the cradle of religious civilization or cradle of world religion, as many world religions were started there. The first one that I'm going to tell you about today is Hinduism. Now, just like I told you on your very first day, we're going to talk about a lot of different religions in this course throughout the year, as we already have. We've talked about Egyptian religion, we talked about Mesopotamian religion, we even talked about Neanderthal religion. Have at any point I told you that you need to adopt or adhere to any aspects of those religions? No, just as I'm not going to do that with any religion, as you can believe whatever you want. Okay? So, Hinduism, as you should know, started around the year 600 BC. And you can see I have some images here of some places that are important in Hindu faith and also some Hindu symbols and gods. Now, it started around the year 600 BC. This symbol right here, that is the red on the black, I also have in my cabinet. You can see it. You probably can't. It's right there. It means it's not really a word. It's a tone that you make. It means Om. You ever heard a Hindu person do that? Well, that's what that symbol means. It's called the Om. All right. You can see here we have Taj Mahal, the Taj Mahal, and this is just a photograph of some of Hindu gods and goddesses. As you can see, there's more than one, right? So how can this religion be described? Polytheistic. There are bunches of different gods and goddesses that you can associate with in Hinduism. Typically, it's not like a pagan religion, not like your typical pagan religion in that you don't, depending upon what you need, you go to a different god or goddess. In Hinduism, you'll pick one or two, and those will be the gods that you offer your sacrifices to. Okay? So, but, it is an ancient religion. It's 600 years before the year zero, and it does begin in India. And I'm going to tell you about some of the key aspects of it. I mean, there are people that dedicate their entire lives learning about these religions. I'm just going to give you the very broad strokes over the next 20 to 30 minutes. Okay? All right. First and most important key aspect of Hinduism is called reincarnation. What incarnation is reincarnation? Nobody knows? It's one of your vocabulary words.
Oh, isn't that like whenever someone dies, they like come back into like a different form?
That's really good. Yes. What reincarnation is that Hindus believe that your soul is reborn after death into a different physical body. Your soul is reborn after death into a different physical body. So, whenever a person dies in Hindu religion, they have a very specific ritual for burials, and that there is no burial. They always cremate all their bodies. All the bodies are cremated. Why might they do that? Why cremation? Well, when you burn the body, what happens? Yeah, ashes and smoke rise to the heavens, and they believe that is your soul leaving this physical form, and then it goes up, and it awaits to be reborn into another body. Okay? And that is what reincarnation is. Now, what you come back as is determined by what? How good you were in your past life, and that is called karma. Karma. You ever heard of karma? You ever heard, I want to get good karma, so I'm going to do good things, and good things will come to me? That is actually a Hindu idea. It is a Hindu idea. If you do good and you treat people good, then good things will happen to you. That is karma. Or if you're bad and you do bad things, then bad things will happen to you. This is a karma idea. All right, karma and reincarnation in Hinduism is a cycle. So you'll see this wheel. You see the wheel a lot. You start out little baby, and you get older, and you die, and then guess what? You start out as a little baby again. Your soul lives on, one after another, according to Hindus. Okay? So the Hindus may have some very different beliefs from what you believe, and that's totally fine. Am I asking you to adopt Hinduism? No. But you should know about karma. You should know about Hinduism. You should know about reincarnation. All right? So basically, it's a person. What karma is that a person's actions in their previous life will determine their rebirth in the next life. A person's actions in this life will determine their rebirth in the next life. So if you're a good person and you treat others with kindness and love, and you honor the gods, and you go to temple, and you do everything you're supposed to do, then you may come back as a Brahmin, or you may come back as a Kshatriya, one of those higher castes in the caste system. Or if you kick people and spit on people and talk trash or use profanity, and you might come back as an untouchable. Or worse, like an animal, like an ant. They believe that animals have souls as well. Okay? So it all determines what you come back as. That is what reincarnation and karma is. All right? Is everybody following me so far? Okay, so Hindus, it's very important to them for them to get their mind right. Mindfulness is a Hindu practice. I know a lot of school systems are including mindfulness. Mindfulness is Hinduism, y'all. Okay, this is like where you meditate, you draw your attention to your thoughts and your feelings and all that. It's not a psychological thing. It's a Hindu practice. And one of the ways in which you do that is through a practice called yoga. Yoga is Hinduism. It's Hinduism, guys. Now, if you go practice yoga, that's fine. I don't care. But know that this is Hinduism, okay? What yoga is, it is a method of training your body to seek union with a god or goddess or many gods, whatever it is you are intending. To seek union. And you do this by focusing on yourself and your behaviors and your actions to try to interpret the will of the gods in your life. All right? And that's what Hinduism does. And yoga is a physical practice where you manifest it out physically through a series of stretches and meditation. Okay? I used to have a video of a Hindu master, of a yoga master, and it was on VHS and it's destroyed now. But like he did these most painful, weird-looking yoga positions that looked just horrifically painful. And that was kind of the purpose, to make it hurt a little bit, to make you think and draw your attention to the gods. Like, oh, this pain I'm offering up to the gods to help me do right. And that's a yoga practice. It's yoga. Okay? You guys ever heard of yoga? There's yoga studios all in Beckley. I don't think that they are focusing on Hinduism. They're focusing probably more on the exercise aspect of it. But just know that yoga is a Hindu practice, and mindfulness is Hinduism. So, I'm not critical. If you do yoga, that's totally cool. That's whatever you want to do. But like other religions, there's more than just three things. There's a lot of other aspects to it. If you are becoming a Hindu person, you're going to want to find a teacher, a person that can show you the right way. Because in Hinduism, there's not really priests. There's a few people that work at the temple and accept the sacrifices and ring bells and stuff. But as far as like extremely, there's holy people. But as far as like, there's no like, okay, it's 11 o'clock on Sunday, time to go to church. No, they don't have that. In Hinduism, you have a personal experience with your religion. You can go to the temple anytime you want and be like, here's some lotus flowers and some fruit. I'm offering up a sacrifice. and the priest accepts your thing, rings a bell, maybe lights a candle, and your sacrifice is accepted. Okay? So it's a personal, and you can do that at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock, any day, every day of the week. That's just how it works in Hinduism. It's more of a personal thing as opposed to everybody, we're going to meet at church at 11 o'clock on Sunday every Sunday. Okay? It's not like that. All right? It's very individualized. And as individuals, sometimes they need a little assistance, and so they try to get help, and they get help from Hindu teachers. Do you guys know what the Hindu word for teacher is? Guru. You ever heard the word guru? It comes from Hinduism, okay? A guru is simply a Hindu teacher. And the purpose of a guru is to interpret the holy book of Hinduism. You guys know what the holy book of Hinduism is called? Don't say the Bible. It's called the Vedas. Vedas. The Vedas. Vedas. The Vedas. And these Hindu teachers or gurus would interpret the Vedas to their students. Okay, later, the Vedas were all collected and written down. All the different Vedas, all the different writings. And they were collected and put into a book, every Veda. And that book is called the Upanishads. The Upanishads. I have a picture of it up there so you can spell it. Now this does not happen until later on in Hinduism. Hinduism existed long before the Upanishads, just like Christianity existed before the Bible. Okay? So, the Upanishads came after Hinduism was created, and it is just simply a collection of their books. Now, what the Upanishads are stories about how a person can free themselves from their needs, from their wants, from their desires. Not their needs, but their wants and desires. Okay? So it's a story about how to free your mind from earthly things so that you can prepare yourself for your next incarnation. Okay? That's called the moksha. M-O-K-S-H-A. M-O-K-S-H-A, the moksha. All right? In Hindus, they're free to worship any gods they want. You got some pretty interesting ones. This one's got like 4 or 5 heads. This one's blue. Some of them look like elephants. You see the elephant one? I don't see the elephant one yet. But they're very interesting looking gods and goddesses from our perspective. And as a as a Hindu person, you're free to worship as many of them as you want, or none of them at all. Like, it's very independent. You can worship whatever you want in terms of Hindu gods. Like these two guys, you can see by the way that they wear, the clothes that they wear, the makeup, the markings that they put on their face. These indicate which Hindu gods that they are worshiping at this time, and they outwardly show that. Like sometimes you'll see a V, sometimes you'll see a U. Okay, so it all depends upon what they're doing, how they dress, the outward appearance. That helps people to understand which gods or goddesses they are worshiping. There are much more gods than there are goddesses in Hinduism, as females are not seen in a very respected light in the Indian or ancient Indian world. Okay, but Hinduism it's very independent. Like, it's not a group activity. But that being said, Hinduism, it totally dominates and rules over every aspect of a Hindu's life. Everything you eat, the way in which you eat it, the people that you can associate with, the clothes that you wear, and most everyday ordinary activity is completely dictated by your religion. Okay? Like, you can go to certain places in India where people are starving to death and there's cows running around. and there are people that are hungry. They won't eat the cow. The cow is a sacred animal. Like they believe in reincarnation. And, that might be grandpa. So they don't kill cows, all right, in many places in India. So, it dictates a lot of their everyday life. So questions on that? Now, there's just like Christianity. The first ever Christian. Please put your phone away. Okay, I don't want to see it anymore. All right. Just like in Christianity, there's been offshoots. Like, the first Christian religion was Catholicism. That's the first one. Well, there's been offshoots of that since its beginning. And Hinduism is no different. One of the offshoots of it is called Jainism. Jainism. Now, you'll see, this is an ancient picture. These are ancient pictures. This is more of a recent picture. But this is pre-COVID-19, guys. Why are they wearing masks? I'll tell you. Well, Jainism is an offshoot of Hinduism. And it was founded by Mahavira. 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 Now, Mahavira takes Hinduism to the extreme. Because he believes that every single thing that is alive on earth has a soul. Everything. And so Hindus are entirely and completely a non-violent people. Totally non-violent. They don't express their anger. If they do get angry, keep it inside, offer it to the gods. Okay? They're totally non-violent. Well, since they believe that everything in the universe has a soul, and they're not allowed to cause harm to anything, what happens if you step on a bug? You're a murderer. Well, that's a problem. And so Jainism, they are a very interesting group of people because, on the screen recording you can't see me, but they move extremely slowly. And they wear masks over their face. Why? So they don't inhale a bug. That's why they wear masks. Because they don't want to inhale an insect. Because insects have souls. All right? So they move extremely slowly, very deliberately. Obviously vegetarians. They don't eat any meat. Okay? Because that would be, you'd be eating grandpa. All right? So very nonviolent, believe that everything has a soul, and so therefore it should not be harmed. And so they cause no harm to no beings or nothing. Nothing. So if they have a cockroach infestation, they're not calling the Orkin man. And they say, welcome, cousins. Okay? They're totally nonviolent toward all creatures. They're careful not to step on ants. They wear masks as to not accidentally breathe in an insect. And these people are still in India today. Most Jainists live in India today. Like, it's obviously there's not billions of these people around the globe, but they still are in India. But obviously Hindus are still in India as well. But Jainists are just an offshoot of Hindus. Okay? Just like Baptists are an offshoot of Christianity or Catholicism. Okay? Questions? All right. How about this? Some of you guys are